July 1st, 1863, Union General Howard would knock on this door. He will ask for the man of the house to show him the way to get troops into this little town of Gettysburg. The only person who speaks English is a 6-month pregnant woman. Today, we're going to talk about Elizabeth Thorn and why there's a statue of her in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania on Walk with History. Jen and Walk with History. I'm here in the Evergreen Cemetery of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. And this, again, is the civilian cemetery of Gettysburg, the private cemetery of Gettysburg. It's been here since 1856. It's an old cemetery, and Elizabeth Thorn has a statue here, 6 months pregnant, depicting her wiping her brow with a shovel beside her, because she's going to be so instrumental to this town before the battle, during the battle, and especially after. So Elizabeth Thorn immigrates from Germany in 1855. She comes here with her husband, Peter Thorn. He becomes the first caretaker here of Evergreen Cemetery. This is their home, and they start to have a family. They have 3 young boys, and she's pregnant with her 4th, 6 months pregnant, when July of 1863 happens. And this is the crossroads where the Union and the Confederates are going to meet. And right here is Cemetery Hill, right? Overlooking Evergreen Cemetery, the cemetery that she's caretaking because her husband Peter has gone to join the Union Army. So when General Howard knocks on her door asking for the man of the house to show him the roads to get Union troops here to fight, the only man of the house is her elderly father, who can't speak English because he's immigrated from Germany as well. So 6 months pregnant, Elizabeth Thorn will go up here on the hill, walk beside General Howard's horse, and point to the roads, showing him the 3 major roads that lead into Gettysburg that you can get troops here quickly. And they warn her that she should leave because of major battles coming. And she takes full warning, and she does leave. So if you know, the Battle of Gettysburg happens July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of 1863. She comes back here to the caretaker's house on July 7th of 1863. Almost none of her furniture is here. The house has been ransacked. All the food is gone. She spends the next 3 days cleaning. There's blood. They've used it as a makeshift hospital. But then on July 11th, she gets a knock at the door. They have got to bury men, because these bodies are laid out all over the battlefield here, and they've been laying out in the sun of July for the last 5, 6, 7 days. And Elizabeth, who is a cemetery caretaker, gets out her shovel, and she is personally responsible for burying over 90 bodies here in Evergreen Cemetery. 66 of those bodies still remain today. In the months after, families will come and claim bodies. Bodies will be moved to different cemeteries. A national cemetery is established right beside Evergreen Cemetery. And that is the cemetery that Abraham Lincoln is going to dedicate November 19th, 1863. He will more than likely meet Elizabeth Thorn, because he's going to stand here on the Evergreen Cemetery side and deliver the Gettysburg Address as he looks over into the National Cemetery. So this is the grave of Elizabeth Thorn. It's not far from the entrance of Evergreen Cemetery. Here she is buried beside her husband, Peter Thorn, and then she is the one here left behind. But here are their graves, and it's just an honor to be here and to honor her for what she did in this cemetery for these people, for the fallen men of the Battle of Gettysburg. What a hero of Gettysburg. We don't really talk about the women of Gettysburg as much, but Elizabeth Thorn is a hero. She dug those 91 graves, and she thought each one is someone's son, is someone's husband. So she worked hard and she never complained. She was 30 years old and 6 months pregnant. She wore the same dress for 6 weeks, evidence that she ignored her own needs. And then 3 months later, after the battle, she gave birth to a baby girl. She named her Rose Meade in honor of the Union Army commander, George Meade. Peter Thorn will survive the war. He'll return to Gettysburg in 1865. He resumed his duties as caretaker of Evergreen Cemetery here with Elizabeth. 5 more children will be born to the couple. And in 1874, he will resign from his position and they purchase a nearby farm. This memorial is created in 2002 and it's dedicated to all the women of Gettysburg, and just simply recalled those lines from Elizabeth Thorn. Those days were hard. Thank you for resilient women, the women who gave their lives here at Gettysburg, and the women who put in the hard work here at Gettysburg to honor those men and women who died. On to my next Walk with History.